If you haven't read any of that coverage, she's Meghan Markle, the 35-year-old film and TV actress from California.
Because if Meghan Markle is 4 years older than what we have been led to believe, it makes it even more difficult to believe that she was able to get pregnant so quickly.
He has sat in front of a camera more times than anyone can count. She has done it once. Thomas Markle has spent 8 years explaining himself on Good Morning Britain, on Australian television, to a full documentary crew in 2020. Doria Ragland spoke on camera in a Netflix series in December of 2022, then closed the door and has not opened it since. 2 parents, 1 daughter, and 2 completely different decisions about what to say out loud.
Why does her age matter at all? Because her age would also have an impact on her ability to have children.
And when you put what each of them chose to put on the record side by side, the version of this family that everybody believes starts coming apart. The lighting man. You have to know who Thomas Markle was before any of this found him. He lit television for a living. Decades of it. That is a real craft, and he was good at it. He won a Daytime Emmy in 1982 for his work on General Hospital. Then came years on Married with Children, which is where a very young Meghan used to turn up after school and watch a television show get built and taken apart around her. Lighting is invisible work. You only notice it when somebody does it badly.
She was born in 1981. So if she was born in 1981 when Yasmin did that commercial, and like in 1997, she would have been 16 years of age, not 13.
He spent an entire career standing just off camera, making other people look right under a rig of lamps that nobody in the audience ever thinks about once. In 1990, he won a share of a California lottery prize, reported at around $750,000. According to his own later interviews and the reporting around them, a lot of that money went straight into his daughter. Immaculate heart, acting classes, headshots, every small expense a young performer in Los Angeles cannot cover on her own. So keep this straight. He is not a stranger who showed up when she got famous. He paid for the start of the whole thing. So, how does a man like that end up watching the biggest day of her life on a screen in another country, alone? It starts with a camera in Mexico. The staged photographs. The engagement was announced in November of 2017. The wedding was set for the 19th of May, 2018. Thomas was living in Rosarito, in Mexico, and by then the world press had found him. They photographed him constantly. Long lens, no warning, and most of it unflattering. A man in his 70s caught at his worst, over and over, in the newspapers his daughter's new family reads at breakfast. Then a different kind of picture started showing up. Thomas reading a book about Britain. Thomas being measured for a suit. Thomas in an internet cafe, apparently looking at pictures of his daughter and her fiancé. Softer, dignified.
This is how it was covered for her. This is how it was covered for her. If you don't see the difference and understand why it's being reported that way, then I can't help you.
A father getting himself ready. Days before the wedding, the Mail on Sunday reported that those pictures had been staged in cooperation with a photo agency and pointed to security camera footage that supported it. He did not deny it. He admitted it. He said he had been paid, and he apologized, and he explained why. He was tired of being made to look like a fool, and he wanted one set of photographs where he looked like a man with some self-respect. The money was not what it cost him. From that morning on, every single thing Thomas Markle said in public arrived, carrying the same question behind it. Is this a father speaking, or is this a transaction? And he had 4 days left to fix it. The empty seat. What happened in those 4 days moved fast, and all of it happened out loud. He told an American outlet he had suffered a heart attack. Then he said he would be at the wedding after all. Then he said he had undergone surgery and could not travel. The story changed several times inside a single week, while a global broadcast was being assembled around a walk up an aisle that suddenly had nobody to lead it. On the day, Prince Charles, who was the Prince of Wales at the time, walked Meghan into St. George's Chapel, and Doria sat alone. Before we go further, if you want this family covered with the receipts instead of the rumors, take 1 second and subscribe. It genuinely decides which stories we get to chase next. Picture that room properly. Hundreds of guests, rows of titles and uniforms and hats. And on the bride's side, one woman with nobody at all in her row. No husband beside her, no sister, no brother, no cousin filling the space. Just her. She does not brief anyone on the way in. She does not give a line to anyone on the way out. Cameras on her for the entire day, the most watched wedding on earth, and not one printable word out of her mouth. Everybody else in that chapel had something to say afterwards. Guests, friends, staff, distant relatives, all of it turned into copy somewhere within a week. The one person who had actually raised the bride handed the press nothing at all to work with. 3 months later, a letter arrives in Mexico.
My deal was that I'd talk and do something and wait 30 days.
The letter. In August of 2018, Meghan wrote her father a letter, 5 pages, handwritten. In February of 2019, extracts from that letter appeared in the mail on Sunday. Thomas had provided it. He later explained that he did it in response to a magazine article in which friends of Meghan had described the letter, and, the way he saw it, made him out to be something he was not. He wanted the actual words on the record. Meghan sued the newspaper's publisher. In February of 2021, she won summary judgment on the privacy and copyright claims, which means the case never even needed a full trial. In December of that year, the Court of Appeal upheld it. Now look at what she chose when she wrote the thing. Not a lawyer, not a statement through a spokesman, paper, and her own handwriting. The one form of communication left on Earth that cannot be forwarded, screenshotted, or leaked by somebody standing outside the conversation. It leaked anyway, through the only other person on Earth holding a copy. And at that point, it stopped being a family argument. It became a filing, barristers, hearings, a judgment with a case number on it. A daughter's handwriting read into the record of a British court because of what her own father did with it. And the court never ruled on that part of it. Courts do not rule on betrayal, they rule on privacy, which left the other question wide open, and Thomas spent the next several years answering it himself, on camera, to anyone who asked. The 100 interviews. Since 2018, he has talked to the press an extraordinary number of times. Good Morning Britain, 60 Minutes in Australia, a full-length Channel 5 documentary in 2020, built entirely around his account of events. Talk TV, podcasts, newspaper sit-downs on both sides of the Atlantic. Put every hour of it end to end, and you are not looking at an interview anymore. You are looking at a series. The themes repeat. He regrets the staged photographs. He wants contact restored. He believes he has been cast as the villain. He has been openly critical of Prince Harry, and he says again and again that he has not spoken to his daughter since shortly before the wedding. Some of those appearances were paid. He has been open about that too, and he defends it. He points out that he lost the ability to live quietly the moment his daughter got engaged, and that the press camped outside his door in Mexico was not something he invited. That argument is fair, and you should give it to him. He did not choose any of this. He was an anonymous, retired television technician until a helicopter turned up over his street. Almost nobody would handle that well.
I'll be very disappointed that I don't get to hold my granddaughter.
Most of us would handle it far worse than he has. He is not wrong about the pressure either. Once the cameras arrive, they do not leave because you ask them to. They wait outside. They follow the car. They put a price on your silence, and then a price on your cooperation, and one of those two numbers is always higher. But watch what it actually did to him. Every appearance made getting her back less likely, not more. He kept using the only instrument he had left, which was a microphone, and the microphone was the exact thing that had ended the relationship in the first place. And the whole time he was talking, nobody was watching the other one. The other parent, Doria Ragland, is a licensed clinical social worker and therapist in Los Angeles. She has worked in yoga and in mental health. In November of 2017, after the engagement was announced, she put her name to a short joint statement with Thomas saying they were happy for the couple. She was there at the wedding. She has appeared at a small number of public events since. And in December of 2022, she spoke on camera in the Netflix series, talking about Meghan's childhood and about the racism that both of them have described experiencing over the years. That is close to the entire public record. Now picture the other side of it, the side nobody films. 8 years of a phone that does not stop. Calls to a house in Los Angeles. Requests through her daughter's people. Letters. Follow-up letters. Producers, publishers, presenters, all of them holding the most valuable unbooked interview in the English-speaking world. Every outlet that has ever chased this family has chased her. Every single one of them got the same answer, which was nothing at all. No exclusive, no documentary, no book, no quiet, off-the-record briefing that surfaces a fortnight later as a friend of the family. 8 years of the most sustained press pursuit aimed at anyone in the world, and the record it produced on her is almost blank. And do not tell yourself she could not do it. This is a trained professional whose entire working life has been about sitting with people while they say the hardest things out loud. She knows exactly how to give an account of herself. She has simply decided that a newspaper is not the room to do it in. There is one man who has never once been in a room with her since that chapel, and he has never once been in a room with either of his grandchildren. The grandchildren. Archie was born in May of 2019, Lilibet in June of 2021. Thomas has said publicly, over and over, that he has never met either of them. He has said he would like to before he dies. That is the sentence sitting underneath this entire story, and it is why so many people cannot bring themselves to hate him, no matter how many times he goes back on television.
If I had done something terribly wrong, that would be fine, but I haven't. So I just want an answer.
His health has made it heavier. In May of 2022, days before the Platinum Jubilee, he suffered a stroke and was hospitalized. He could not speak properly for a period afterwards. More recently, in 2025, he was reported to have been hospitalized in the Philippines, where he had relocated with his son, and to have undergone emergency surgery there. Look at that timing. The stroke lands days before a national celebration his daughter is in the headlines for missing. The surgery lands in a country most of the people writing about him could not find on a map. The distance is not emotional anymore. It is thousands of miles and a medical chart. He has photographs of his grandchildren. So do you. So does everybody watching this. That is the whole of it for him. The same pictures the rest of the planet has already scrolled past, of 2 children carrying half his blood. He has said he does not blame Meghan for all of it. He has also said he does not fully understand how it became permanent. And while he was still trying to explain himself to anyone who would film it, someone else in this family walked into a courtroom. What silence protects Meghan's half-sister Samantha filed a defamation suit in Florida in 2022, built around statements Meghan had made publicly about her upbringing. In 2024, a federal judge dismissed it. Put the whole family on one page for a second. Every extra claim, every interview, every book, every filing has produced the same three things: friction, legal cost, more distance. Exactly one person in this story has generated none of it. Not one filing with her name at the top of it. Not one correction. Not one claim she had to take back. Not one paragraph anywhere that a lawyer has ever had to go and quietly fix. Silence is a position. It is the only position in this family that has never been tested in a courtroom, contradicted by a document, or quietly walked back the following week. She has never had to correct herself because she has never given anyone anything to correct. And then in 2025, somebody said one word on a cooking show, and the whole arrangement moved again. The name on her own Netflix cooking series, Meghan corrected a guest and said that her name now is Sussex. For most people watching, it was nothing. A small moment in a light program about food. For one man watching, it was not, and it was reported that he took it as a further step away from the family name he had given her. He gave her the surname Markle. He put it on school forms and on checks for acting classes and on the paperwork of a childhood he paid for. It was the only thing of his that was ever going to travel with her into that new life. And it turned out to be the one thing that did not need his permission to go. So look at where those two parents are standing right now. The last question. One of them has been explaining himself for 8 years, and he has a stroke, a surgery, an ocean, and 2 grandchildren he has never held. The other has said almost nothing at all, and she still has her daughter, her grandchildren, and her privacy. Both of them love her. That was never the question. Only one of them worked out early what this level of attention does to a family and refused to feed it. Because the loudest thing in this entire story is not an interview, a documentary, or a lawsuit. It is a woman in Los Angeles who has spent 8 years being offered every microphone in the world and has picked up exactly none of them. Tell me in the comments which parent you think actually got it right, the one who kept explaining himself, or the one who never said a word. And if you want the next chapter of this family the moment it moves, subscribe now, because this is nowhere near finished.